Nick from Driven Concepts, and this is his beautiful creation. You want to tell us some stuff about it?
Yeah, so this is the Driven Monte Rosa. We're unveiling it this Friday, and this car is actually, it's built on a Lamborghini Gallardo chassis, the Gen 2 LPs. What we've done is actually taken the car completely all the way down to the chassis. We've modified the chassis, but the only modifications we've really made are actually removal of stuff. And in the end, our estimate is around 600 pounds lighter than the original Gallardo. And so that puts us in the power to weight ratio of similar to like a Huracan STO.
Huracan STO, I mean, look at this thing. This thing looks crazier than STO for sure.
Yeah.
So.
And that's really the whole concept of it was, when we set out to do it, we knew we weren't going to be creating the world's fastest car. And honestly, even as designers, we knew we weren't trying to be the most futuristic or anything like that. We just wanted to create the most fun vehicle, right? And so the concept itself it's really rooted in that. And when you drive the car, honestly, it's the first time, like you truly feel like it's the first time you ever drove a go-kart as a little kid. And that's like the attitude you get from this car.
From the open top?
Yeah, the open top, you get the you can hear the intakes, you can hear the exhaust, everything, like, it's really an attack on all your senses. And the speed factor of it too is kind of cool, because we keep saying it's almost like a speed factor of 3. So it's like when you're doing like 30, you feel like you're doing 90, it's pretty crazy. A lot of people ask, like, well, how fast have you had it up to? I've never looked at the speedometer.
Like, you're just driving.
I always make a mental note, like, oh, I should see how fast we're going. But in the end, it's when you're driving it, you're just so enveloped in the experience itself.
Yeah. Insane.
And the design itself, it sparked from superbikes, right? Early in my career, I was a motorcycle designer as well. And this car, if you look at it, so the front of the vehicle itself,
right,
it talks to that superbike kind of feel, right? Like when you look at a superbike, right, you have all the aero, everything tucks really tight to that front wheel. And then as you move towards the side of the bike, then you see the void of the rider. And once you see a rider on the vehicle, it's actually completes the form. And that's the same thing with this. The car looks great, but the minute you see a driver in it with the helmet, it really helps complete the whole form of the and the overall proportion. And then as you move towards the back of the bike, same thing. You start seeing, the big rear tire. You see the suspension, the exhaust, the engine. And it's the same concept here. So that's why we've completely exposed everything. Now for production, we will be offering, the car does have fenders, we're showing it without just because we love it. Okay. But we actually do have fenders for this car. The production car will come with a windscreen and also some small bumper beams.
For like street legal purposes?
Yeah, to make sure that it's street legal. We are also going to offer a track package that has a full roll cage that goes all the way to the front. As well as a big wing and front splitter, so stay tuned for that because we're coming out with our GT package.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, dude, looking at this thing, I've never seen anything like it before.
Yeah, and it was one of the things when we designed bikes, we always talked about the mechanical beauty, right? And that's like the suspension and the exhaust. Like, you wanted to make sure that you're designing all those elements. And this car, I mean, you have this gorgeous V10, and it's a shame to cover it up, right? So this is actually going the other way, where we're completely exposing it. And I mean, when you're standing here looking at the car, it's undeniable, like the energy that you feel just by looking at the rear of the car.
Yeah. So you guys used, I see, Olin suspension, right?
Yeah. So we worked with Olin suspension, Toyo tires, and Brixton wheels. Those are some of the partners that we worked with that really helped us out. The Olins, to be honest, it comes from that superbike world, a lot of the race bikes and stuff, that's the suspension to have. And so we wanted to kind of stay true to that theme with this car. And so, yeah, it's got Olin's coilovers on all 4 corners.
How was that partnership?
It was great. Yeah, we actually worked with Douglas Brenner. He's an old boy. He's been working with Olin's for a long, long time, and if you have any needs, he's the guy. He's not on Instagram or social media, but he's a mad scientist when it comes to setting up suspension. So.
Oh, power. You said power to weight.
The power of the vehicle, the way that we're going to sell them. So we're going to actually sell the vehicle basically stock, right? So obviously we're removing a lot of stuff. So the big performance gains is all in weight.
Right.
But we want to offer this car as reliable as possible as well. So you're getting that power and weight that we're looking for in a reliable package. Obviously, a lot of our clients would like to turbo them or supercharge them. We're excited for that, but we're not going to take that on ourselves. In fact, we're partnered with R3 Motorsports. So the base car itself, once it's kind of dismantled, it's going to go to R3 Motorsports, and they'll do a refresh on the car. So new clutch, new brakes, new lines, all that stuff to really bring it back to as new as possible.
New as possible, track ready.
Yes, absolutely, ready to go. And even from that point, our clients will be able to drive the barebone chassis, which we drove this one, and it's a whole nother experience.
Just a straight chassis.
Yeah. We'll take it out to thermal with R3, and we'll get we'll let the clients drive their car, set up the suspension just exactly the way that they want it, and then once that's finalized, then we bring it back to us and we create the body.
Well, sick project. I'm excited for this. Can't wait to see some client cars out.
Yeah, we're super excited.